Cause I'm back again. I'm reloaded.
What up, everybody? It's your guy T Swin. Welcome to the library where the books are kept, and inside the books are the stories. My stories. Story time with T. And as always, let's start it off with a ceremonial sip. If life is twisted or you want to get twisted, make sure you get twisted with Twisted Tea, Sweet Tea Whiskey. Let's take this sip. Always good. Always good. Today's story. Ho, ho, ho. Well, back in the late 90s, man, the guy was out there in San Diego. I was living on Harper Boulevard, man. Not too far from the airport right there in San Diego. And at that time, on the base, I was getting myself situated. There was this young lady on base. She wasn't a very attractive person, or female, but she had a rumor about her. She had a reputation. A lot of guys talked about that they had been with this female. I have a knack for trying to stay away from women like that. I think I'm in trouble. And I just look at people, I read people's demeanors and their character. And so she had a reputation on base. This chick would come in and she would grab dudes by the crotch. She would pinch guys' butt, slap them on the butt anytime she walked in the room. And so the rumor about this chick was that she had a riddle. And if you got this riddle right, she would perform oral sex. So this is a dope conversation. But and one day I seen her. She came in one day, she grabbed me by the crotch. I just looked at her crazy. Because she wasn't attracted to me. So I didn't pay no mind. So one day I asked her, I said, hey, I heard you got a riddle. You know? And she was like, yeah, I do. And she looked at me and she walked off. So it was true that she performed oral sex if you got this riddle right. So these guys, man, once they figured out the answer, they were just passing each other the answer to the riddle. But about 3 or 5 dudes later, she caught on that everybody was passing the word around. But that still didn't slow her down from what she was doing. So we in school out here in San Diego, right? And you know, you got different classes. Some people students are finished and they getting ready to go out to the fleet, get sent out to go get their duty stations. Whether that be a ship or a base somewhere, America or overseas. So this young lady, she got orders to, was it Japan, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. She got orders to Japan. All right. So before she left, there was this big party. They threw this big party. Some guys had rented a hotel room. They threw this big party and they said that she was gonna be there. So somebody asked me, they said, hey man, T, you going to the party? I'm like, nah, I'm not going. And besides, I ain't cool with most of the people that's going to that party. I don't like them anyway. So I didn't go. So they had this big hotel party. Supposedly at this hotel party, a gangbang went down. You know what I'm saying? It was like a train got ran. It was like a big orgy. Something like that. And that was a rumor after the party. You know, a couple of days later, about 3 days later after that, those people shipped out. So this young lady, she got her orders and she went overseas. But this is why it's really important to watch how you carry yourself. Because your reputation says a lot about you. Sometimes your reputation will beat you to the location before you get there. So just do right, be right. So people can respect you. So her reputation was already in Japan before she got there. Okay? A lot of times people gonna leave in between to graduating from school and classes. They'll just take some time, go home, visit family or whatever before they go to their next duty station. So she took some time, she went home, and then she went over there. She got there And people that knew about her were approaching her in a certain type of way. They was approaching her in a certain manner. You know, propositioning her for sex. Because they already, some people knew her from San Diego, and people knew of her from hearing stories from other people. So, like in today's world, you got a lot of these adult actresses that try to get the industry and try to live a normal life, but they can't because everybody's already seen them. Everybody's seen them inside and out. It's kind of hard for them to have a regular or relationship or functional relationship because everybody's seen everything they do on camera. And some, you know, different show for different folks, no pun intended. But what they allow themselves to be do or get done to them while on camera. So it's hard for them to find somebody to take them serious or somebody to marry them or find a real relationship. And even if they do get married, it don't usually last long because the person can't handle all the attention that they're getting out in public. Significant other, or people that know what their wife or their spouse look like under their clothes and know what kind of sexual acts the person is capable of, you know? So she got there and she was hounded by dudes coming at her for sexual favors because of what she had did. Her reputation beat her down. So she was upset and embarrassed about what she had pretty much done. So to try to save face for herself, she said that she was sexually assaulted. And then she gave out the names of everybody that was at that party. Man, next thing you know, back in San Diego, man, you see like a crackdown on base. You see all these people, man, they getting escorted, they getting called in. I'm like, what's going on? Oh man, something big going on, bro. I don't know what it is. So rumor gets around that old girl, you know, caused sexual assault. The only people she willingly had intercourse with at this party. And I'm looking and I'm you know, I'm not laughing at the matter, but I'm like, I told y'all to not hang around her. I told y'all not to go to that party. And man, it was people got demoted. Some people got forced retired. People got, and we say in the military, bust down. Bust down, I mean, you lost rank. You know what I'm saying? So to be an instructor at a military facility, you had to be an E5 or above. So us being new in the military at that time, we had to march around, we had curfews and stuff like that. And so these instructors, man, that were E5s got bust down to E4. Now they marching with us. Now they got a curfew. People that was E6s got bust down to E5. People that was chiefs got bust down to an E6. Now they have to decide whether they want to retire or try to stay in. So a lot of dudes, man, retired. And I was laughing my butt off to see these fools that partook in that and what was happening to them. I stayed away from it. Like I say, man, I have a knack when I see a certain type of female, I say, oh, that's trouble. You know, it's one thing if you get fooled later on, but it's one thing when they present it to you and they trouble off the bat. Nah, not my cup of tea. The only cup of tea I got, twisted tea. Take a sip on that. What made it even worse was a lot of these guys were married. So how do you explain this to your wife? How do you explain that you either getting out, being forced to retire, or you done lost rank because you was involved in the gangbang? How do you break that news to your wife? So I was like, hey, better you than me. So I was laughing at them. These guys got demoted, and now they were under the same rules as us brand new students. Curfews, limitations, restriction. They doing extra work, all kinds of stuff. They cleaning toilets. They walk around with their head hung in shame. So like I say, man, the word is that it takes an act of Congress for a chief to get demoted. this is a serious situation. Somebody calls sexual assault. It's a serious situation. So even if it was voluntary, man, you don't want your name to be no part of that. And so, man, these dudes, man, they had to chunk the dukes and go on about their way. A lot of them. Someone was single and they had to start all over, and they had that in their record. You know, they had to try to regain some save face and gain some respect. So, man, but your reputation says a lot about you, how you hold yourself. You know, and like, you not only represent yourself, man, you represent those that came before you. Whether you like it or not, you represent your family, you represent your father. You got children, you represent your children. Because you can make their lives hard if you out here in these streets with a bad reputation. You know? So think wise about the decisions that you make. And don't get yourself involved in stuff like that, man. That was just trouble waiting to happen. I saw it from a mile away. So yeah, be careful with your reputation. Nowadays we call it a digital footprint. You know, shout out to the Godfather, Kevin Samuels, R.I.P. Your digital footprint is very important. You know, like they say, the internet is undefeated. Watch what you put out here. But it's your guy T Swin. And this has been Storytime with T. Ho, ho, ho. Y'all have a happy holiday. Watch yourself. Stay clear of ho, ho, ho's. You got T Swin. And I'm going to take a sip on that, man. Y'all be easy. Make sure you check out the Men Can't Always Be Wrong podcast, the King Star of the Day podcast. She got T Swin. I'm out. Hey, it's me again, your guy T Swin with Storytime with T. You can listen to Storytime with T on Spotify, Amazon Music, Audible, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Overcast, Pocket Cast, and Radio Public. Support the show. Listen on the go anywhere while you work out at the job. It's your guy T Swin, Storytime with T. Check it out, y'all. Support. Peace.
They say only the strong survive. But shit, I'm still here. Look, another day, another dollar for me to stay. Look, it ain't where you from, homeboy, it's by where you